Sometimes life gets downright hectic. Overtime at work, time for family events, and other social obligations can leave you with very little time for yourself. This video is about how to keep studying when you are busy. You may be thinking that you don't have time for school right now, and you can take a break and then start working again when you do have more time. But stopping schoolwork for a few weeks can have some negative effects. Research shows that extended breaks from school could cause learning setbacks. Students forget what they had learned before break and start back up again disadvantaged. Taking a break also means you have to choose to start up again, and starting again is much harder than never stopping. Many students plan to start again when they have more free time, only to discover that free time never really happens. Even when the busy season is over, their schedules still seem filled and they can't find a good time to start studying again. So what can you do when you are incredibly busy but you don't want to completely stop working on your education? We're going to go over a few ways to keep moving forward during the busy season. Adjust your goals. You can't realistically keep working at the same pace when you have less time. Consider how much your available time will change and adjust your goals accordingly. If you have half as much time, you can do half as many lessons. Your schedule may leave you with very little time, slowing your pace to a crawl, and that's okay. As long as you keep moving forward, you are making progress toward your goal. Study in short, dedicated bursts. So you can't sit down to read for 2 hours by yourself? That's fine. Carve out 10 or 15 minutes from your day that will be for school and nothing else. Set a reasonable goal to get through in that time. Maybe reading and taking notes on a certain number of paragraphs, or completing a set of practice questions. Decide on your goal, then turn off your phone, turn off the TV, close the door, and focus. You may find out that you can get more done in a short time of focused studying than an hour of distracted studying. Create a plan. Your overall goal in a period of time may be to read and study an entire lesson and pass the exam. This is actually a fairly big goal when you have to study in short sessions throughout the week. Instead of thinking of one big goal that you will keep working at until you achieve it, break it into small steps and make a plan. Before you begin, preview the lesson. See how many sections it has, how many reading assignments it has, how long each reading is, and what the practice exercises look like. Then plan how much reading and study to do each day to reach your goal of completing the lesson. Depending on how much time you have, a session might involve reading a whole section or reading a few paragraphs. Having this plan helps you keep on track toward your goal. If you miss this study session, that's okay, because you know where you can adjust the plan to keep going. Review what you have learned. Reviewing is always important when you are studying, but especially when you are putting together information from several different short study sessions. Take notes while you read and quiz yourself on those notes later. Use this method at the beginning of a study session to check that you remember everything from the last session and reinforce the connections in your brain so you don't forget that information. Don't move on to new material until you are confident that you know the material from your last study session. Make use of downtime. You could get creative with ways to find study time throughout your day. Do you ride a bus or subway to work? Do you have a lunch in a break room with nothing to do? Use this time to review. You could use your phone to study the flashcards in your lesson, or review your notes from your previous study session. You can quiz yourself on the key points in your lesson and make note of what you need to go back and read again when you are in a less distracting environment. Stick to your goals and reward yourself. The advice earlier was to choose realistic goals and study in short bursts. It's important to set those goals and stick by them. If you could exceed your goals by a little bit, that's great, but beware of burnout. Some students try to push themselves to do too much at once, say, trying to read an entire lesson to get it out of the way, and sacrificing sleep, meals, or other time when they should be recharging. If you find yourself rushing through your reading or falling asleep studying, you aren't effectively using your time. Stick to your short study goals, and when you accomplish them, reward yourself with something fun or something restful, whichever you need at the time. Using these tips, you can keep making effective progress during your busiest times. If you need some additional help making a study plan or meeting your goals, please reach out to our coaches.